Hi, Dr. Calvin with KNRX. In this video, I want to cover the exercises that I prescribe for shoulder stability on that low level rehabilitative front. And remember, every time we have got an injury, we're working from tissue potential through tissue demand. It's a trifecta. That compression to distension, C to D technique is first. We're creating some distance in between those nasty trigger points, that scar tissue, that contraction in that tissue, allowing things to move the way that they're supposed to be able to move again. Then we're doing some stretching to just globally open that up even more. And now we want to put some kind of demand onto it. And here's the setup for the shoulder. It's going to be very similar to the stuff for the middle back. So if you've watched that one, it's going to be a bit of review. But they're kind of the same areas, same sort of structures you're going to work on as far as stability goes if you have either of those conditions. So first, we're working on creating neutral shoulders. Okay, that's the first thing. We're going to practice what's called a scapula or shoulder blade set. I call it a scapula set. And essentially what we're doing is taking that shoulder blade and we're going to pull it back down into our back pockets, sort of connecting this part of our back to our core. The cool thing about learning this exercise is that by completing that, puts your shoulders in neutral, puts your upper back in neutral. So there's no guesswork anymore of looking in a mirror and trying to, where is that neutral position supposed to be? Is once you perfect the scapula set, you know you are in neutral now. So that scapula set is essentially taking those shoulder blades, bringing them down in the back pocket. It really surprises me how many people cannot really connect with this muscle. It takes a lot of practice. And so it's not easy at first. And so we're going to set you up for success. And what I want to do is just take those shoulders. If you can, you're going to take those hands over your head and you're going to reach to the ceiling. Okay. Now, when we're doing this, I would love the palms to be rotated back towards you. Okay. So we're just going to rotate those arms as best as you can. Don't make that uncomfortable. And you're going to reach for the ceiling. Now my shoulders are coming up. So watch my shoulders here. They're coming up. And then I'm going to pull those shoulders down. I'm not bending my elbows. I'm just up, down, up, down. I'm not moving my neck. I'm coming up, down. So I'm not doing this to try to get even more. I'm going up and down. The down is the functional part. The down is the objective. And what I want you to start paying attention to is what is happening right here in this part of your back. Okay. You should start to feel that contracting, that muscle contracting and tightening. I want this done 50 times a day. And it works like this. You come up, you pull down, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Come up and down, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. It may take you 2 or 3 days to actually start identifying with what is actually contracting back there. Once that starts happening, you don't have to exaggerate it like this. This is simply to get an exaggerated range of motion so that you can better experience what that feels like when that scapula sets back there. From there, I still want you doing the scapula setting exercise, but you're just going to do it with your arms at your side. If you have too much shoulder plane to get it up, you're unfortunately just going to have to start this way, but it's no different. So you're just going to bring those shoulders up. My middle finger is on the seam of my pants. My ears are over the shoulders. Shoulders come up and I reach down to touch the floor. Again, look at my neck. I am not doing this. I'm just reaching down, keeping that neutral spine position, neutral shoulder position. And again, I feel it tighten right here for 3 seconds and relax. So I'm coming up, down 1,000, 2 1,003, up 1 1,000, 2 1,003, so on and so forth. That's 50 times a day because it takes a while to get that recruitment, especially if you're one of those that spent any deal of time forward in that forward carriage position. It takes a while for you to reconnect to that inferior trap group and to get that scapula set correct. From there, once you feel like you've got that down, like, oh yeah, I'm contracting that really well, we're going to move into the pull down exercise. I'm going to show you the ideal way to do it that I eventually want you to graduate to. And then I'm going to show you the alternative or the modified ways to do it that you will probably use until you get enough strength and stability built back up. And so I'm just going to use a pull-up bar. And again, I'm using that open grip. So my palms are facing me. I'm coming down here. My arms are extended. And I'm just simply, with my body weight, I'm going to pull up here in this position. And then I'm just going to squeeze and hold. With my body weight, that would be ideal. You're shooting for a minute worth of work. On all these exercises, we want a minute worth of work. If you can hold that for a straight minute, you've arrived. Fantastic. Great job. If you cannot do that pull down yet, okay, because obviously if we're starting to do this again or getting back to doing this stuff, don't have the strength yet, I've got a rubber band around that pull-up bar. And this is around something you can use, that door hanger or that door anchor that came with the KNRX. And we're going to do the same activity here. And then we're just pulling down the rubber band. From that, if you don't have anything overhead to be able to get that done, we're going to take the rubber band and we've got it on the floor and we're laying on our stomach and we're doing the pull this way. And so that's going to start reinforcing that. And so to get the right tension or to improve the tension, obviously the further back I scoot back, I can double up the rubber band to increase that resistance. So that is that scapula set exercise. So you're doing the scapula set with that pull down, but now we're just doing it holding with resistance. And that's going to help provide just a lot more strength, endurance to that particular activity, reinforcing that activity. The other one is a row. So you're simply coming in first, again, show you the body weight one, the version that I want you to ultimately work up to. And I've got my rings here and I'm going to get my feet on the bench because I want to be parallel. And then I'm setting the shoulder blade. Again, you're setting that shoulder blade. And now I'm going to row and I'm going to do the hold from that position there. And again, I'm shooting for a minute worth of work in that position to provide that stability, that strength baseline, which I'm aiming for. So the body weight would be ideal. Again, you're not ready for that. You've got the rubber band here and that neutral position. And I'm just going to, again, position my shoulder blades, do that scapula set. My ears are over the shoulders, and I'm just rowing back from here. So I've got the row from this position, maintaining that neutral position from here. And again, I want that held for a minute. So that's going to sum up sort of the exercises that I give for shoulder strength, for that recruitment, to improve that recruitment, that shoulder, those low level rehabilitative exercises. Obviously, the sky's the limit. There are several others. Obviously, you can add on to that over and over and over again. Oh, one last bit I want to touch on. That scapula set position is your foundation position all the time, especially when you're working out. So I'm doing that scapula set when I'm doing bench press, when I'm doing a push-up, when I'm doing obviously a row, even when I'm doing a squat. I want that scapula set. When I'm doing stuff overhead, I want that scapula set. So critical because that puts that shoulder in neutral. That shoulder in neutral means that this shoulder girdle has all the real estate it needs to be in the positions for ideal strength, and none of those tissues are getting compromised through getting pinched because it's moved slightly forward or moved slightly up and getting those sort of caught in between that humerus or that bone and another bone and creating some impingement or wear and tear issues. All right. I hope that helps. Please leave the comments, questions down below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.